Okay, so I gave you two different types of cleansers because I like both of them and I use both of them. So you can try them both out, see if you like one or the other. You can use one day, use the other another day. It doesn't really matter. You can stick with one if you really like one over the other. But you need to put these in the shower, and whenever you shower, or if you shower like midday and then don't shower at night, you need to either use it in the shower and for sure at night before you go to bed, or like if you're gonna be in the house for the rest of the day. You can, well, if you're gonna be in the shower, obviously gonna be wet, but if you're doing it at the sink, you don't need to wet your face beforehand if you don't want to, but I like to. So just get face and neck a little wet, and then depending, you can try, usually for me like 2 or 3 pumps is good. Kind of mix it in the hands a little bit and then apply it to your face, come into the nose and out towards the outside. Usually you want to do this for about 30 to 60 seconds depending. Come up to the forehead, just be light, don't like push really hard, just light pressure, enough to move it around, get the grime and grease of the tray off. You can fast forward through this part. You can also use a wet towel if you want to take it off, but I just prefer using my hands. And okay, well, if you're doing it at the sink, just pat your face dry with the towel. Again, don't just pat it dry, like with some pressure just to get the water off. But you don't need to, like, really rub it hard. You don't want to rub hard. So just pat the face dry. Then if it's in the morning, you can just splash your face with cold water. So I wouldn't actually use a cleanser again in the morning. I would just spray some water on there and kind of just wipe a couple times. And then if it's nighttime, you're gonna use the snail mucin first. So I usually do like 2, 3, 4 for kind of like below the forehead. And it's the same type of motion, so coming into the nose and out towards the ears. Light pressure. Then I usually use like 2 for the forehead. Come in, make sure you get between the eyebrows, can come back down. I'll put some of the extra on my ears, and then maybe like 2 or 3 for the neck area. And if you have any extra, if you're doing it and you don't have a shirt on, for instance, come into the top of your chest too. So and then when you've kind of got it all applied, you can just kind of like pat lightly to help it soak in more. And then at nighttime, you're gonna use the moisturizer, obviously. If it's the morning, you'll use the sunscreen, but the application process for moisturizer and sunscreen is the same. The sunscreen that I use, and it's the same one that I gave you guys, it acts as both a sunscreen and a moisturizer. And depending, like in Arizona, it's super dry. So maybe somebody, if they're have a tendency to have really dry skin, then they would use a moisturizer underneath the sunscreen. But for me, I seem to do well with the sunscreen that I gave you guys, which is just, it acts as both sunscreen and moisturizer. That was kind of a lot, but again, I can use the extra for underneath the neck too. You'll have to kind of play with the serving size some, just to see what good amount for your skin is. But same kind of concept for anytime you're applying something to your face. Be gentle on the skin. Just put enough pressure to move it around. Help it soak into the skin. Used a little too much. Can put some on the arms. And then when you're done, just light pats. You can even apply a little bit of pressure. And you're done. In the morning, again, you would do same thing as like with the washing of the face, just come to the sink, but don't use the cleanser. Just put the water on, splash your face, kind of, 15 seconds, something like that, not very long, and then put on sunscreen and you're good to go.